Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios, Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shaky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Durand of Clan Ventru.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening, I am Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Urian, and I'll be playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
Welcome to Season 10, Episode 2, everybody. Last episode, the coterie finally got to meet with Maxwell officially. And he made him a very odd offer, we'll say that. Doesn't want them to support him, he just wants them to step aside, not be involved in the fight. We found out that Izzy has made Isabella a fetter. The girls, along with Roscoe, who's an honorary member of the girls' club now, went out to Boys Town for some partying, where Jenny, of course, ran into her sister. And then, we've got Jackie and Isabella caught Nicholas doing shit he's not supposed to, spying. I don't think either one of them take well to a peeping Tom. And then, of course, Roscoe got to reenact a scene from Aladdin with Dave the Gargoyle as they went in a whole new world about the city.
And Dave gave him his ball to bust.
I was going to leave that out. But
I could not let that one go.
it was a good episode, last episode. You should watch it. As we open up tonight, it's been a few nights. And Jackie, as we open up, a courier has brought you, it's something you don't normally see in America. It is a rolled up missive of some kind sealed with a wax seal on it.
She takes it.
The wax seal, you're not, maybe it's a comet or something of that style on it?
Considering she uses a seal.
You haven't seen it before, though.
Yeah.
You think it would be a comet.
Comet.
Something of that nature.
Okay. She cracks the seal, opens it up.
And when you open it up, The letter's pretty concise. It's written in a flowery script. Whoever's written it is quite skilled. And it says, I would like to discuss with you and your friends future business arrangements. Meet me at the Chicago Central Library at 11 p.m. And at the bottom, it's signed Lodestar. Now, you know whose nickname was the Lodestar.
Yes, I do. She rolls it up, hands it to Etienne, who delivered it to her. She's at her cabaret this evening. Ensure this gets burned.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And
as he starts to walk away with it, it actually starts to smoke in his hand.
or put it in a trash can.
And it burns up in front of you.
Mm-hmm. And Jackie takes out her sat phone and sends a message to the group. We need to be at the Chicago Central Library at 11 p.m.
Isabella just texts back a thumbs up.
Roscoe's muted, so I saw him talking.
Roscoe just responds, I can make that.
Jenny responds with Roger that.
And once she gets the confirmation, she doesn't hear anything from Nicholas, but that's not surprising at this point. She basically says, Loden has sent a message that he wants to meet with us.
Everyone here knows that the Chicago Central Library is an Elysia. It's not an often used one. It's generally not used. It's one of those weird places you're not sure why it was ever declared an Elysia, other than maybe not to start shit in a library. But it is Elysia still. And Etienne, ma'am, were we going somewhere tonight?
The Central Library. Have to be there by 11. I'd like to get there a little early if I can.
Yes, ma'am. Anyone taking any special precautions as they go to meet at the library tonight? Or is it just grab your shit and head out?
Jackie's just going to grab her shit and head out. She doesn't even care.
It's Elysia.
Yeah, Isabella.
Yeah.
Isabella probably does the same.
Roscoe just comes as he is. There's nothing to prepare for, really.
Jenny is only thing Jenny's doing is that she's bringing a wooden cane that she purchased with like a chunky metal tip on it.
I should not mute myself when I'm going to speak. Okay. This is the night of people muting. Wow. So you all gather. Jackie, you get there a bit earlier. At this hour, the library is closed.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really matter. It's very easy for Kindred to arrange for it to be open, though you're not sure how Loden managed that. But you can see somebody leaning against the door to the library. Large man, judging by his posture and the way he's standing, you would guess he's got that attitude that waves off him. You'd guess SWAT member. He's got that, I'm a bastard and I know it feel. Waiting at the door.
And Jackie just walks up. I am here for a meeting.
Yes, you're expected. I believe he expects.
There will be more. I just decided to come to actually peruse some books while I wait.
Very well. And he turns and opens the door and lets you inside. Etienne's still at the car, of course. As you're wandering, you don't see him anywhere in the places you're...
No, and she's just going to look at different books because she actually is a reader.
You can give me wits awareness if you wish, by the
Sure.
way. If anyone else wants to roll it now, good time to roll it.
And I am going to use my instincts.
Okay.
I am going to willpower.
4, a 5. Dice flying every which way.
I got 5.
5. Jenny,
6.
6. Jenny's got a 7. Isabella 6. Roscoe 4. Okay.
So when they get there.
Yep. I'm keeping a note of these who got what.
But I got 5.
Got 5. Okay. You wander the place. It seems completely empty right now.
Good. She wanted a few moments apiece.
And you peruse the bookstore or the books at the library.
Mm-hmm.
And as the others arrive, you're each let in. Jenny, as you were walking up, you had 7. The hairs on the back of your neck are standing up a little bit. Don't know why. Maybe you feel like, I think you feel like you're being watched and not by the guy at the door.
She's gonna flip on Eyes of the Beast just to kind of like gently kind of look around as she kind of like stretches, and she's kind of wanting to look at like the top of like the buildings because
And you look around there. You don't see anything other than the guy who's standing out there. But you're definitely, as you're looking around and glancing a little bit more, you definitely feel the hairs on the back of your neck standing.
All right. Well, she's gonna make a big show then of walking up, and she's tapping the cane. She's using the cane, so she's just tap, tap, walking, tap, tap. Just because she's probably actually wearing high heels, so she's getting like click, click, tap, just to be annoying as fuck. So yeah.
The guy on the door, he eyeballs the wooden cane, but he doesn't say anything as he lets you in, and you all gather. And right now, you all are together, but you don't seem to see Loden around yet. I'll let y'all have a discussion before I have him make his grand entrance because it's Loden.
Something's off. When I came up, we're obviously being watched by something or someone, but I'm having a visceral reaction. The small hairs of the back of my neck are actually standing up, so I don't know. I kind of tried to stretch and take a look around, but I didn't see anything, so.
Do you still feel it?
Storyteller?
Not once you went inside, no.
No, it seemed to have stopped once I crossed the threshold, so.
He has SWAT. He probably has a sniper somewhere or another kindred hidden.
Yeah. He always seemed to have more than one around him whenever.
I'm not surprised. While this is Elysia, he doesn't trust anyone. Understandably.
I'm not surprised either. I just.
He would not want the stain of breaking Elysia in a city he wishes to hold.
Is it still technically breaking Elysia if you're outside of it?
Yes, the rules of Elysia is that we are not to be harmed coming in or going or while in Elysia.
I feel like there's the argument to be made if we're 2 blocks down, not coming in anymore, but who knows with him?
Yes, well, we shall see.
And you all hear the door to the library open. And you can hear the footsteps on the floor. As someone has entered the place. And as you look over, it's definitely Loden. Long blonde hair, piercing blue eyes. Tonight, he's in, it's actually a rather old-fashioned suit. I dare say that various people's grandfathers could have worn theirs in public after seeing him in his. But
Jackie puts the book that she was perusing, it's complete works of Shakespeare, back on the shelf.
And as he approaches, once again, he's still got that same bearing that you can see. He's used to leading and he's used to being listened to and heard when he speaks. Well, good evening.
Good evening, Loden.
Good evening to the rest of you as well.
Good evening.
Good evening, former Prince Loden. And Genevieve makes like a curtsy and kind of taps the cane. Actually didn't tap. She like scrapes the cane across the ground as she's like curtsying. So
I'm glad you decided to meet with me. Have you given thought to what I said?
Yes, we have.
Gotten word that someone I thought I dealt with once before has spoken with you.
Mm-hmm. He has.
I hope you give me a chance to beat his offer.
Absolutely. Do you think I wouldn't? He's a Bruja.
In these current nights, I have the impression that Ventru loyalty isn't what it used to be. At least for some. I don't know you well enough to understand whether you act like some of the newer Ventru.
Loden, I am old. And I am descended from a line of queens and kings.
Were it 30 years ago, I would trust out of hand.
I understand.
But you see, I am a Ventru who was deposed by my own child. It has an effect on one's ability to trust, now doesn't it?
Oh, indeed.
So let's get down to business. I'm sure you all have important things to do, as do I. What does it require for you to support me?
I will reserve my request for last, but first I will mention that one of our members is not present this evening. He had other business that was urgent for him to attend to. I will speak on his behalf. Nicholas of Clan Hecata would request that the territory that once belonged to Giovanni, that has been transferred to Clan Malkavian, be restored to Clan Hecata.
Done.
The others may speak for themselves.
I would like the spot of Torador Primogen.
You would replace Annabelle. And what would you have done with her?
I mean, frankly, that's for you to decide. You're the one that wanted to clean house, as it were, with the council.
That is why I ask. That treasonous bitch deserves to die.
Not my concern.
Color me shocked. I expected you to ask to be the one to do it. Very well. She has
I have
no
others to worry
place.
about.
She will have no place in my city. And for the others?
Well, on behalf of Tremere, I would request that we regain our status and our presence in the governance of the city. We've been too absent for too long.
You do understand why you lost your status.
Of course, but this is a new opportunity.
The line of Nikolai proved to be unreliable. But with my contacts has informed me the line of Nikolai is gone from the city now. So I would be willing to give Clan Tremere a fresh start, restore them to the position they rightfully hold as a pillar of the Camarilla.
That is what I would request.
And that can be done. And Miss Schutz?
Ginny kind of brings the cane around in front of her and kind of puts both her hands on it and leans into it a little bit. She gets kind of a wicked grin. She's just like, I request that the Gangrel domain within Chicago be extended so that the status can extend. It extends out to all of my brethren who have been disposed or deposed, whatever. They're looked down upon in the city and have been for a while now. Oh, she's kind of. I'd also like to make sure that my properties are protected in perpetuity so that I don't have to deal with any more fire bombings or any other such, rude acts of terrorism against me or mine. So,
And when you mention firebombing, the corner of his mouth quirks up in a bit of a smile. So you wish your holdings protected and Gangrel domain expanded.
of course, I feel like that's only right. If this is supposed to be the jewel of the Camarilla, then the Gangrel, who are still loyal to the tower, should be allowed to flourish here.
There are not many Gangrel left in the city, but I tell you what I will do. We will expand your domain. And then we will re-examine it 10 years from now. If the Gangrel presence in the city warrants another expansion, we will expand it further. But if the presence in the city population stays low, we will reduce it commensurate with the amount of Gangrel in the city. Gives you something to show a reason for the Gangrel to come here, but I am skeptical you will convince many to come.
You never know. You never know. In my experience, the young ones are always looking for some way to prove themselves, and what better way than to prove themselves loyal here in Chicago. So
Then we will go with that. And in return, I ask for your support. You do understand that praxis can be a messy business. When the unrest begins, you will be targeted, but you will also be needed to target others as well. There's never a clean praxis. If you are fine with that, then we have a deal.
Ginny taps the cane a couple times and kind of coughs, and she's like, I think one of us hasn't given their ask, but
I'm going to deal with the rest of you.
oh,
I assume you all are free to choose on your own.
They are.
She kind of looks around. Are we free to choose, guys?
Please, I do not rule over you.
So, sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Loden, I would only ask for your complete support when I overtake Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is a hellhole.
Indeed.
You sure you want that?
Indeed.
Very well.
There are elements at play beyond the borders of this domain that must be addressed, and I am the woman to get it done.
If you help me handle the elements in the city that must be addressed, I will help you in all of your endeavors outside the city.
That is agreeable.
Perfect. when the time comes, I will contact you with certain individuals that must be neutralized however you see fit to pave my way.
Understood.
I bid you good evening. And he turns and walks from the place, leaving you alone in the library. Do you all have anything to talk about, or do you start leaving?
Let's meet up at my place. It's not far. If someone was watching the place I don't trust to talk you.
And as you turn to walk, you hear from another part of the library as a woman steps around a row of books. You hadn't seen her in here before. Not even sure she was in here before. She's tall, blonde. She's wearing a skirt suit. She's got piercing green eyes, though, as she starts walking towards you as you hear the clack of her heels on the floor. Well played. Very well played.
Do I recognize her?
No, you've never seen her before.
And you are?
I am Corey.
And that should mean something?
I hope not.
Oh,
I hope not. It's well played, though.
thank you.
Do you trust him?
No.
Neither would I. He is unreliable, I believe. He holds some grudges that I don't think he can let go of. Sorry I interrupted. I was here reading tonight
Mm-hmm.
and just happened to hear you all were having a bit of a meeting.
Yes.
Give me, what do y'all want to roll on her? Pick something.
I want to use my Ventru clan merit.
Okay. Unfortunately, in this case,
It doesn't work?
there's nothing.
Nothing.
You've never heard this name. You have never heard anyone like this. But I will still let you roll.
Okay.
If you all have a roll you'd like to make, you want to do wits awareness, whatever you want to roll. Tell me what you want to roll and what you're trying to detect.
Could it be like wits insight with desires to see what she wants?
Yes, it can.
And I want to do ambitions. What's her long-term goal? Hang on, I'm willpowering.
Okay.
Yes, I will take 8.
Okay, so 8,
And Jenny got 7.
7. There's
5 for me.
5. Yeah. 8 and a 7. Something off in this conversation. You can't pick up her ambitions or her desires, but because of your successes, there is a very subtle use of something to make you, how can I put this? A little more likely to listen to what she says. It is a very subtle use of power.
But it is presence.
But it is present. There's something, she is using something to make you a little more friendly towards her than is right. So Jenny and Jackie are the ones
who have been able to suss that out.
who understand that's happening. The rest of you, for now, try to be friendly towards her, please. I have not met you all before.
No, you have not.
I introduced myself. Can you introduce yourselves?
Jacqueline Durant.
Isabella Caputo.
Enchanted, my lady.
Am I?
Jenny makes like a big bow and she's like, Genevieve Schutz at your service. Beautiful and smart. This is perfect.
I
Wonderful
graciously
combination.
accept that, of course.
Good evening. I'm Roscoe Akers.
That name I don't know. I have heard Mr. Ron's name mentioned. I have heard Miss Caputo's name mentioned, and I, of course, have heard Miss Schutz's name mentioned. And we have, I'm not going to call them friends, we have associations, I think, that sometimes have run the same circles around here. You might say, at least.
So do you represent yourself or someone else?
That's an interesting question. The answer would be yes and yes.
Yourself and someone else.
Yes.
What can we do for you this evening?
Well, as I said, I was just here and heard your discussion. I found it rather amusing. I would have interrupted, but my understanding of Sir Olaf is he doesn't take kindly to those interrupting his speeches.
No, he really doesn't.
But other than that, what am I here for? Well, I'm here for what all of our kind go places for. Grudges, revenge, payback. Same old story told over and over. I'm sure you understand.
Who dared slighted you?
Well, the list is long, but there are a few that reside in this city that, let's say they owe me a debt I've come to collect. I would tell you more, but I'm not sure you can help me yet with it. But when I figure that out, perhaps you'll speak with me some more.
Perhaps.
Storyteller, would Scry the Soul be of any benefit?
Oh, you can try it. You can always try it. Let's see what you get. Scry the Soul is quite useful, actually. Intelligence aspects.
And I will willpower that.
Okay. Nice roll so far for you. You have 8 successes. As you go and use it, her eyes dart over to you and she gets a slight smile on her face. I'm going to let you ask your questions in a minute because you did beat her. But she gets a smile on her face. You beat her by 3 successes. So you get 3 questions. Since you didn't get a critical win, you only get 3. And if you look at what the type of questions you can do.
I am not looking at that. Second.
You can ask emotional state, resonance in the blood, whether they're a vampire or any other supernatural being, whether they're influence of blood sorcery or other magic. If you just click on the Scry of the Soul, you'll see a list. Click on your little dot. Any question about her aura or psyche?
Okay.
You get 3 questions.
Okay. What is this being in front of me? Vampire,
Definitely kindred.
Okay.
From what you can see of their aura, they've got a tight control over their aura. But it's kindred and powerful.
Okay. What is her emotional state?
Amused, and there's an underlying anger, but you're not sure it's directed at you all.
Okay. And is she under the influence of any other magic or blood sorcery?
She is not under the influence of it directly, but her clothes are definitely have source or blood magic of some kind on them. And she looks over and her eyes narrow a bit. Come now, you're not supposed to do that in Elysia. But I guess since I did it first, it's only fair.
Exactly.
You know, such an archaic thing to have rebrought. Elysia only benefits those who have the power.
Exactly.
Notice it never helps those without it. It was a tradition I wish had stayed dead. Simpler times, correct?
I'm sure they were at one point.
Yes, they were. Well, it's nice to have met you all.
Pleasure.
I'm sure I will see you all again. And it has been a delight to meet all three of you, or all four of you.
Oh, it's okay. You weren't wrong.
Well, I'm off too. I dare say I could be off to cause problems. Who knows? I'm off to tell the grand story, I guess.
Enjoy your evening.
I will. Hopefully even more in the future. And she gets a knowing look that she's not even trying to hide it at that point. As she turns and walks from right out the front door, leaving you all standing there.
That was interesting.
Let's go.
And you all pile up in, well, you were taking different vehicles. Are you all going to ride back in one to talk in the car?
No.
Or meet back at the club?
Meet back at Jackie's.
At Jackie's? Okay.
Yeah.
And you all ride over there. I'm going to
Yeah, we're just there.
jump to there as you all get somewhere you feel is relatively safe to have a discussion.
I'm going to try to find out whatever I can about her.
No, I tried to get a little info while I was there. She caught me, apparently.
She's old and powerful because she was using basically a very subtle form of, I would guess, she was accentuating her presence with us. She was making us more inclined to be friendly with her and like her.
Yeah, she did seem to be agreeable. She is definitely a kindred.
Yes.
Very, very powerful one, as you said, as you already noticed. I noticed her. She was generally just amused at being around us, but there was some undercurrent of being angry at something, but not necessarily us. I couldn't tell what, though.
Well, she said that there were a few who had slighted her in the city, so I imagine she's a little angry over that.
And
especially if they are thriving.
We didn't recognize her, though, so it makes me wonder if she's new to the city.
And there was the last thing I noticed was there was something about her clothes that there's some magic about them that
Do you think they might have been warded?
Possibly. I couldn't get a good look at that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I'm
She's
more
probably an
interested.
assassin, for all I know.
Actually, I'm more interested in her than our visit from Loden, our talk with Loden.
Yes, well, the talk with Loden is what it is. He's a fucking fool. But he is so easily fucking manipulated. I've now done it twice. Yes. So I am probably going to make sure I make an arrangement to meet with Kevin soon to inform him that the deed has been done.
What are you going to tell him if he asks about sides?
I have not decided yet. I figured I'd tell them that we have led both of them to believe that they will have what they want from us.
Perhaps he'll realize he might need to give us an offer as well.
Mhm.
We shall see. I will do my best. I
All
am
right.
fairly good at negotiation.
Roscoe, give me a willpower check, please. You can just click the frenzied button. That works perfectly well for what I'm testing. Roscoe, you feel something pushing against you. Not physically, mentally. Then control of your body's pushed out. You feel the presence in you, in your head, controlling you as they begin to speak, though it's not your voice that comes out. It's a woman's voice. The madam has sent me to summon Isabella to see her. There is payment must be made on a past favor. Now, Isabella, you recognize the voice. Actually, all of you heard that voice one time in the club. It's Izzy's voice speaking from Roscoe's body. And then, Roscoe, you regain control of yourself.
Okay. Don't do that again. If she's still around.
What the fuck?
Yeah, somebody just, well, Izzy, apparently, judging by the voice, just took control of me. I didn't have any control over that.
Yes, she possessed you for a moment, though.
Okay, just the fact that that is even a possibility on the table is not something I wanted to know.
Well, unfortunately, you know it now.
At least Nick wasn't here for that.
I do not consent to entering of my body, Jenny just kind of says into the other around her.
All right, well, Isabella, you have been summoned by the madam.
Oh, joy.
Do you
Well,
wish?
obviously, yes.
Do you wish to go alone, or do you wish for us to be there?
I wish for you to come with me, of course.
Then we shall all go. We can take my
Yes.
vehicle. And we will all go.
And you all pile up, and I'll turn it over for you to have a discussion along the way.
That was new.
Does
Is he
anyone else still owe her?
I made sure to accept nothing from her because fuck that shit. So
Roscoe, do you still owe her?
I honestly don't remember.
You
think you
probably do
do.
then.
I probably do.
Yeah,
Oh, you-
okay. I don't. I paid off mine. But,
I owe 2, technically, because Samantha.
oh,
That's right.
Depending on what this ask is, I may request her help.
okay.
Just so you're aware.
Okay. Well, we are here. Game faces everyone.
As you step out, the doorman obviously was waiting for you because he doesn't acknowledge you. As always, when you're expected.
We just go in.
Nobody in the lobby pays attention to the fact you all walk through here. It's like you're not even there. But as you approach the elevator, once again, it wordlessly opens. And you step into this small elevator And as always, you feel the chill up your spine while you're in the elevator, knowing, well, you've learned now what that means as you ride up the elevator. And I assume you've learned now not to speak in the elevator. It's pretty silent the whole way up. And as you exit the elevator, once again, you're in that same hallway. Seems a little bit shorter than the last few times you've been there, which is odd. The door is a mere 2 or 3 feet from the elevator exit. The door, its normal symbols, they're glowing a bit red tonight. You're not used to any glow coming from them, but they're very angry red. And you don't even get to the door before it's thrown open by the butler. Follow me. He seems to be a bit more
Agitated?
agitated and animated than usual.
Okay. And we do.
And you're led once again through this odd collection of bits and pieces of things that lost to history, original works of art. And you're led back to the library where she always has met with you. I will return. And he turns and leaves you in this library. Looks much the same as always. You're not sure if there's anything new or not. I guess given enough time, you could catalog what was in here. But it's only a few minutes before he comes in pushing the wheelchair with the madam, the hands under the blanket, as he rolls her in and stands behind it. And as soon as it comes to a stop, her head shoots up. Thank you. Have you come to repay the boon?
You requested it.
I have a problem. And this is not like the normal madam's discussion. As a matter of fact, the butler's head has not lifted yet. There is one in the city who is thwarting me. This must not be allowed to stand. I ask repayment of what is owed me. And her hand comes out from under the blanket, and she gestures over towards a box that's sitting on the side of the room. Open it.
Isabella will go open it, but as she's like walking over, she'll ask like questions. So, who is thwarting you?
There is an ancient one in the city. She goes by many names. You know her as Portia. I know her as something else.
And so Isabella opens the box.
Inside it is the oddest goddamn thing you've ever seen to be just left in a box. There is what appears to be a very fresh pomegranate and a sprig of mint. She has prevented my associates from entering her abode, and she has meddled in affairs that are not hers. You are to take those into her club. You are to crush the pomegranate and touch her with the juice. And leave the sprig in the back room. That is all I need.
That's a very high ask. We can do it, but it should cost both my favors. I owe you.
If you are successful. And
If we're not successful, we're dead.
I will retrieve what's left of you, and you will serve me.
I mean, I can't really help that.
And not once has the butler's head moved. We are in agreement. This must be done.
We'll do our best.
And then her head finally drops, and the butler's lifts up. Thank you. And he turns and takes her out of the room before coming back. You may keep the box if you wish.
All right, well, let's get to planning.
And he walks you all to the door. It's a very odd thing. She did not go into any kind of importance or anything else. Very abrupt madam tonight. Something has obviously very much irritated her. As you all, I assume you don't speak in the elevator and wait till you get back in the car to discuss. As Isabel, you're holding, it's a very fresh pomegranate. And a very green sprig of mint. I turn it over to the players for this, what should be a fun discussion.
Let this be a lesson to all of you. Don't make deals with these fucking... Oh my God. If we die in there and she drags my ass back also, oh fuck.
I mean, you don't owe her a favor. She shouldn't drag you back.
I would hope, but she seems to think that we're all package deal and everything all the time, so...
I mean, she didn't invite you all. She invited me. I brought you with me.
Yes.
I love having you around, Jenny dear.
I know you do. You just like the drugs. Seriously. There's that part in my head that's just like screaming, like, if she's scared of Portia, like that's actually a huge boon to us, which almost makes me not want to screw Portia over, even though I would love to screw Portia over.
Not
sorry.
that she's scared of Portia.
I mean, apparently Portia can fight her.
No, she's just angry and she can't send her ghosts in.
Well, that's a W.
I know.
just saying.
She's angry and she can't fight her because she doesn't leave the fucking succubus club.
You know, is there any, rather than having to put us in contact with Portia and like splash her with the juice, touch her with it, is there any way we could like just knock the wards down so that she can get her agents in?
I don't know. You're the blood sorcerer. You tell me.
Then they just put them right back up and we end up back where we are.
I mean, hasn't she been hanging around the chantry for how long? And she probably could do them herself?
Probably. But if she doesn't know or isn't aware immediately that they're down, that could give the madam time to move. Just a thought.
I imagine Portia might have some sort of a trigger if the words go down. I figure she would. She seems like she's been around long enough to know how to keep track of those things.
We may have an ace in the hole. If something goes bad, Roscoe, are you able at all to contact Dave?
I could probably get in touch with him. You know, as a matter of fact, yes, there is. Although he gave me the means of contact only for a different task, but it would still get his attention.
Everybody, please give me intelligence occult.
Okay.
We'll see what everybody gets. No, it's not the strongest for everybody at the table, but some people have some decent occult skill. Jackie got 3 successes. Pretty
I'm
good.
going to also willpower.
Jenny got 3. Some people have gotten some points in occult around here for sure.
I got 5.
5 and 5. Let's see what Jenny bumps her to 4. And still dice are throwing. That's fine.
I surged, so I had to rouse.
Same.
There is a significance to a pomegranate and mint. They are associated with Hades and the underworld. Both objects are associated with the Greek myth of the underworld.
Persephone ate the pomegranate and became queen of the underworld.
Wait, that premonition I had. And
Do we
what-
have an idea of how old the madam is?
No. I would imagine ancient.
Where if we have a Methuselah?
Oh, I'm pretty sure she is one. But she's also very unique. Because the butler is part of her.
Question as a storyteller, speaking as your character, how familiar is each player's character with a lot of the Greek myths and those kind of things?
Jackie would be.
I feel like Isabella would be because while she's not Greek, she is like from the Mediterranean.
Because of the events that have happened tonight and the bringing up of what's been brought up, there's something about somebody totally different. That name Corey, there's something about it that triggers.
Cor. Persephone. Corre. She slips into Greek. Corre. Persephone. Jesus fucking Christ. She slips back into English.
So they're all old friends, is what I'm getting here.
Persephone was a goddess. Well, so was Mithras. But you know, well, a god, not a goddess. You would backhand me for calling him a goddess.
Gender's fluid, it's fine.
But, Jesus Christ, if Persephone was a kindred as well. Oh my fucking God.
Damn. I missed an opportunity there. Never mind. What? She was hot.
I know.
Like,
I'm sure the opportunity's still there.
Oh,
did
you
say she'd
don't
see
want
us
that.
again.
You do not want to have pleasure with that one, with one that old. Trust me. Okay, their ideas of pleasure are very fucking dangerous.
I mean,
well,
if Ginny's into it, Ginny's into it. I'm not gonna judge, but
look, I just wasn't saying anything about anything. Don't mind me. It was nice to see something pleasing on the eyes after seeing Loden's dumb fucking face.
I do agree.
So,
I do agree.
you know,
Although Loden is easy on the eyes, he's just so fucking stupid.
sorry, we're getting off track.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just can't forgive that. I'm sorry.
I can't wait till we're out of the city to stop being their pawns.
I know.
Less of their pawns, anyway.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully it will be sooner rather than later.
Could be tonight.
I can't help
you
but
know.
laugh because it prevents me from crying blood tears.
You know, I was just I'd been trying to think of the premonition that I had. One will fall to the goddess of the underworld, who I guess we just met tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, but you also said there was 5. So who are the 5?
Well,
Portia, Menely, the Madam, Jorge, and one other.
Does Corey count if she's the goddess of the underworld? That seems like that'd be separate than the 5.
That's true.
I know we really don't want to bring Samantha into this just because we don't like her. Does Portia recognize Samantha? Know who she is? See her as a threat?
no idea. Probably not.
She'd probably be the easiest one to get close to Portia then, with not knowing anything.
Alternatively, what if, hear me out, this is crazy, but you go to Annabelle and you talk up this new like skincare regimen thing or something with the crushed pomegranate? I don't know. That probably wouldn't work. I know our skin doesn't.
It doesn't change.
I
It's
know,
like,
but
do we really need skincare?
But sometimes people are vain and you can get them to buy into something because they're vain. Or tell her it's some sort of new, it'll like heighten her blood rush, or I don't fucking know. God, I just.
So we just have to crush it and touch her with the juice.
And get the sprig in the back room.
That's easy. I can take care of that. I can get a fucking serving person to take it. I can literally command them to take it to the back room and drop it.
Just saying the full thing.
I know. What if you crush it with your teeth and get the juice on your lips and kiss her cheek or her hand?
That could work.
Because she didn't say you had to crush it with your hands.
I mean, even if I do crush it with my hands, I just take it from my hand to my mouth.
And take a bite of the seeds that have the juice.
Yeah. Would probably be the easiest way.
Mm-hmm.
That's brilliant.
I have my moments.
I do not. I'm apparently sex crazed.
You are! Jesus, you fucking flirting with the goddess of the underworld.
Hey.
I mean, do you want to get close enough to kiss Portia?
No.
I mean, she's hot too.
Portia is the leopard that will eat your face. The goddess of the underworld might just like caress your face. I don't know yet. So
and it turns to rot like Nicholas does. The underworld is scary things.
girl, sometimes shit rots and you grow it back. I don't fucking know what. You know what? Never mind. This is why I hate
hilarious,
Chicago.
Though.
This is why I hate Chicago. Somebody hot walks in front of you and it's some
like,
fucking 8,000-year-old ancient one who could turn the sun into a black hole or some shit. I'm just like, girl, just come on, just
what's up, girl?
Just, you know.
Oh, but I think we have a plan now.
Yeah.
Well,
Guess we just have to go.
Shame Nicholas isn't here. Could have him crush the pomegranate and get the juice on Jenny and have him slap him and have him just accidentally, go backwards and hit Portia with it. But
oh, I mean, we could have or we could crush it on Nicholas and then just push him through the doors. So
just feed him to Portia.
See how it plays out.
We nicely prepared this meal for you. Here you go. Lavished in pomegranate.
So while you're having this discussion, are you all actually heading to the Succubus Club now?
Now we are, yeah.
Okay. And I think right here is going to be a good spot for everybody for us to go to break. And you'll see how this, their plan works out after the break. A lot of interesting revelations and all how you interpret a prophecy, huh? The side note, the only reason I gave what I did is because people started bringing up Persephone at one point to remind that was the trigger I was using for Kore's name being different. I will see everybody in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break.
Allow me to introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, and that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered, all my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Bathory. Let's King Demon, Queen of Hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? Je blood Bathory. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you, or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you, or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you, or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you, or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Well, before the break, they met with Loden. And as Jackie puts it, easily manipulated. Loden's. Yeah, it's Loden.
It's his ego. He doesn't think anyone will do that.
And they met with a very strange kindred named Corey, who they have suspicions is a little bit more than just your average kindred. They got summoned over to the madams, and the madam gave them a very interesting task, a task to put some pomegranate juice on Portia and leave a sprig of mint. And then there was some discussions based on their occult skill and who knew Greek mythology about symbolism that involves in what they're doing. And as we open up, they have arrived at the Succubus Club.
We are still in the car about to get out, and Jackie says, why don't you do the sprig of mint, Isabella? Give it to someone like the wait staff or something and tell them to take it to the back room and drop it.
If I could avoid touching Portia, I would love to.
I will
Absolutely.
I will take the pomegranate and have it added to my drink. And basically touch my drink and then touch her.
Makes sense.
Because I understand touching her can make one vulnerable to certain things that she's capable of, and I would much rather take that risk myself. I have some resistances.
Yeah, I think you're probably the most resistant to it compared to the rest of us.
At one point, she did try to read my mind, and she failed.
Yeah, she read mine, so
Yeah.
let's not do this. 'Cause that would end really bad.
I'm not going to say it was necessarily that I was that good. It's just she may have been that bad that night. So, but I think that's the best way to handle it. So, all right, well, let's go in.
As you all go to head in, hey, it's a busy night. Every night's a busy night for the Succubus Club. It's the Succubus Club. You can hear the music well outside the place. Of course, nobody calls noise complaints on Portia. But as you approach the doorman obviously recognizes Kindred right away, or at least recognizes you all right away, because you're immediately let into the club. As the dance music is blaring, you can feel the rhythm of everything going in here. There is an actual set of bonuses that go with this particular site. I got to just find where I put them, where they're noted. So you know, any social interaction with a kind while in the club gives you +2 dice because it's designed to give an increased aura of warmth and passion. So if you're going to deal with anything social with a kind, you get +2 dice. More than enough to offset some of the obvious predators in this group. And as you walk in, what is Jackie doing first as you move about?
Jackie is actually going to go to the bar with the pomegranate and ask the bartender to make her a cocktail with the pomegranate juice.
Okay.
Muddled in.
He kind of looks at you strangely. Not used to people bringing in outside stuff?
No, but this was given to me by a friend, and it is like ridiculously fresh.
Hey, Tony, you know anything to do with a pomegranate? Tony, the guy he called to Tony. Oh, shit. I'll come up with something.
I trust you. Here.
And he goes and grabs it, and he takes it and he squeezes a bit and tastes the juice a second, and then he goes and starts mixing something up. Now, what's everybody else doing while Jackie's doing that?
So Isabella is probably going off to the side of like the floor closest to like the exit to the back room, but like still kind of part of the crowd. That way she can catch like a server as they're going back or something.
Okay. What is Jenny and Roscoe doing?
Muted again. Just hanging out, sort of following Isabella, but looking around the room to see if I can see Portia anywhere in attendance or.
Oh, it's easy to find her. There's a swirling of the crowd around everywhere she goes. Jenny, what are you doing?
Jenny's gonna hang out near Isabella and Roscoe since Jackie said she wanted to do the pomegranate juice thing. So she's just kind of, head bopping to the music and kind of trying to watch where people are going and stuff. So she's trying to keep an eye, also keep a slight eye on Jackie just in case, because she knows if shit goes sideways. Yeah.
Okay. So, Jackie, we're going to come to you in a minute as the other three of you are moving around trying to get situated near the door. Isabella, you bump into somebody, literally, actually, because, it's kind of packed in there, that you didn't expect to see here, because when he turns around, the loop stuck in his ear and his nose, you realize you're kind of bumped right into Genghis. And as soon as he turns around, at first he looks like he's going to get upset about it, and then he sees you. Ladies, Roscoe.
Genghis.
I swear, are you following me, Isabella?
This is the first time I've seen you in... How long? I don't even remember.
I must be mistaken my dreams again. Sorry.
No, you should be apologizing to me and Roscoe because you ditched out on your chance at fun that night.
That's right.
I heard all about it. I'm rather glad I didn't attend that one.
Oh, come on.
It would have been worth it to see Miles Davis upset.
Oh, we were going to dance, and we needed you to be there to be the dance partner. So
I'm sure you would love to take them into the mosh pit. I also heard your friend. It doesn't seem like the kind that would be... Well, he would be exceptionally well in a mosh pit. But come, you're distracting me from my goal here. Miss Isabella.
We? Oh. Hey,
So
Isabella,
you're following me then?
No. I mean, I can if you want.
No.
But your beauty just transcends everything. Look at this place. I was here thinking, average night. And then you come in and light the place up.
Oh my God.
What about your dearest Annabelle?
Oh, I'm sure that bitch is around here somewhere. Why, you want to make her upset? I can think of several ways.
Do tell.
We could go.
Isabella looks at Roscoe. It's like, don't ask this question.
Well, Isabella and I can get right on the floor and start dancing together. That will, I'm pretty sure, do pretty well at upsetting her. Might even dislodge that stick a bit, though I doubt it.
Why would that Does she actually like you?
No, I think it would be more of one of her roses dancing with the rabble.
So this makes her mad at me. Cool. Great idea.
Oh, both of us.
Sarcasm.
Both of us. It is a great idea. Come on now. You know you can't agree with the way she acts. You know she needs to be knocked down a few pegs.
I mean, I want to die.
She won't kill you. She hasn't killed me yet. And trust me, I've done far worse than dance with a Toreador. I left town with one of you.
Is there like a person going, is there anyone coming towards the door or no?
Oh, there's a number of people coming in and out. The staff constantly are going into the back and coming out.
Yeah, so she'll just be like, Genghis, why don't you go get me a drink?
It would be my pleasure. What would you like?
Surprise me.
Do either of your friends want something too? I'm going to be a gentleman tonight, you see? See the effect you have on me? This is the effect you have. I will be your personal waiter for the evening.
I don't know if I need a drink, but I'm going to walk with you, Genghis, because I need to let you in on a secret. So it's good stuff. Don't worry.
I'm sure.
It's gonna make Isabella like you.
Why do I doubt your sincerity? But you are free
Because
to
you're
walk with me.
jilted, jaded. I don't know why you wouldn't trust me. I'm
Cynical.
cynical. You know what? Right there. You're the man with the plan and the words.
Well, you've
So,
busted my balls every chance you've gotten since I've met you. So why would tonight
That's
be
just
any
what
different?
Ginny does, though.
It's true. It's true. I bust balls and other orifices.
No. Really? Oh God.
Come on. Where there's an entrance, there's an exit. Wait, that was something different. Anyway, come on. Ginny puts her arm around Gingus's shoulder and kind of like forcibly turns him towards the bar and starts walking him that way.
And he looks back at you, Isabella, and he's got a look on his face of like, see what I'm putting up with for you? You can see it in his face.
She'll like very clearly sarcastically like blow him a kiss. Like, you're such a doll. Thank you for
He'll
going
take
out
it.
of your way.
He'll take it. So what does Ginny have to say as you're dragging him away?
So Ginny's actually going to stick her hand in her pocket and she's going to pull out a baggie of like, it's shimmery dust that changes colors between kind of like a purple into a blue into a green. And depending on how the light hits it, she's gonna be like, Gingus, you got to know the way to Isabella's heart. And she's going to be like, this kind of shit. See what you got to do, Gingus, is you got to get somebody high on this stuff. Then you get high off of them. Just give them a little slurpy slurp. And then, Isabella will be like, oh, Gingus. I'm dead serious.
Let me roll something here.
You think I'm bullshitting you, Gingus. I can see it in your eyes. You think I'm bullshitting you. But I got news for you, Gingus. Isabella and I did this shit in Vegas and she loved it.
Look, I haven't believed in the Spanish fly game since I was 14, and that was a long time ago.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm talking about these are some high quality fucking designer drugs, and Isabella has enjoyed them. And I'm trying to help you in your mission to enjoy Isabella.
He reaches his arm out and puts it around your shoulders and pulls you a little closer. How about you just not cock block me?
That I cannot do. You have to understand, Gingus, if you want to get with my friend, if you want to get with my friend, yeah. No, if you want to be her lover, you gotta get with her friends.
And his
I'm one of her
eyes
friends.
roll and he's like, you did not just quote Spice Girls at me.
Of course I did. Global phenomenon in 1995? Shit. Come on. Anyway, Gingus, you're missing the point. I've seen Isabella party. You could not hang with her if you were hanging from a ceiling fan by your balls.
That sounds like a challenge.
Then take the fucking bag. And she takes the bag and forces it into his free hand. And she's like, get fucking lit then.
He takes the bag and slips it into his pocket. I'll take that under advisement.
Well, I'm here to help. Because despite what you may view of me, I am a matchmaker and a lover. And apparently becoming a drug peddler.
Are you sure you're not an anarch? Well, wait a minute. No. Crime around this city. Are you sure you're not Ventru?
Oh, shit. Ventru wish they had me. They wish. But you know what? I am way too fabulous for that clan.
Because there's a long, distinguished history in this city of Ventru peddling all the drugs.
Oh, I'm sure there is. But guess what? Gangrel's where it's at, baby.
No. I prefer roses with thorns rather than taking a walk on the wild side.
I know you do, but not everybody has that same persuasion, Gingus. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you out and possibly make a new buyer in the future. We'll see. I'm trying to branch out, expand my horizons since Chicago is the ripe for the picking. Yeah, that sounds like a good sales pitch. I'm going to keep that one.
He leans in and grins at you. It's okay. Don't worry. She'll come around. They all do eventually. I'm determined like that.
Oh, I know, Gingus. You've already won me over.
Now, see, even I know that you're full of shit.
If you'd come dancing with me, you'd find out. Well, okay, you'd find something out. Anyway,
I tried to dance with Lamar and he never wanted to be a dance partner.
well, that was Lamar. Lamar has a stick. It's similar to Annabelle's, but different. It's his own. So don't worry about it. Look, Genghis, you're putting too much worry into this. Get high, get the girl, go home. Gatorade, I think is what they say. No, wait, that's something else. I'm getting my things mixed up because I'm getting too many pop culture references from too many individuals, and it's making my brain swim. Anyway, so she kind of like takes her arm off of him and kind of smacks him on the ass towards the bar. She's like, "Go get him, Tiger."
How hard do you hit him on the ass? I'm just curious.
Hard. Like enough that he physically probably like jumps like 2 feet forward. So
yeah, give me a wits insight roll, please. As Mama's breaking and coming out on my mic.
should I use need on this or no?
No, I don't think need's going to be needed, but go ahead, wits insight.
You never know. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to spin a willpower. So.
Wow, that's a nice 5 successes. You get the impression by his reaction that he didn't mind the smack as much as you would have thought.
Oh, no. Jenny is like, fucking called it. She in her head, she's just like, called it.
And he goes over to get the drinks, and we're going to flash. Isabella, what are you doing while she's drug Genghis away?
Yeah, so she's gonna try and mesmerize one of the servers going in. Tell them drop the sprig in the back room.
Now, the beauty of mesmerize is against an unprepared mortal, you don't have to roll. You just have to do a rouse check. That's it.
Cool. I don't know why I had 2 hunger already. I think I should only have 1. I think I forgot to reset it.
Okay. But you do get hungrier. And your beast always a troublemaking beast for sure in your case. It kind of whispers, you might like it.
Like what?
He's not that bad.
What are you talking about?
And then your beast goes silent again. Your beast is always trying to urge you to do bad things.
That's not even the worst thing she could do, though.
Yeah, are you
There's
sure?
so many
Are you
worse
sure?
options. She just doesn't want to. Not because it's bad, but because she doesn't like him.
So you tell one of the staff, you mesmerize them, tell them to go back and drop that. And immediately they turn around after they came out of the room and you tell them that, and they go right back in the room with the sprig to go drop it.
She's gonna tell them to like live behind like a shelf or something.
Okay.
So like it's not
They go and
super
hide
obvious.
it back in the back room. While Genghis is gone and Jenny's been drug off and Isabella sent them back, we're flashing over to Jackie, because Jackie, you haven't been sitting there long before you see the crowd swirling before she reaches you.
Do I have my drink yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I assume you waited at the bar until you got your drink and then
Yes.
went and sat down.
I did. And it is a dark rum with pomegranate juice, and there's a few of the seeds still intact floating on the top. And as she sees the crowd waving, she takes one of the seeds and crushes it in her fingers and puts the hull of the seed back in the drink.
Okay.
Takes a sip.
And you see the crowd moving. It's a ripple, even when they're not directly paying attention to her. It's like a natural flow. As long black hair, she's wearing, like she's prone to, a dress that is cut so far down the front, you can see her navel.
Mm.
Jacqueline, it has been so long since you graced my establishment with you.
I tell you, I am so busy all the time, Portia. How are you? Would you like to have a seat?
Sure, I'll sit for a minute.
Wonderful.
And she actually does not slide in on the other side of the table. She scoots in right beside you.
Okay.
I'm glad you came to visit. It's been, like I said, it's been forever.
I know. So how have things been for you?
Well, it's been good. Business is great. And there was that little odd thing about the chantry, but
I did hear it was under new management.
yes, and the new management didn't like me
Mm.
trying to expand my horizons with the way the city was going. And oh well, that would be fair. They were stuffy and not much fun anyway.
That is usually the case.
So I know you're busy, but there's got to be something more than that. And then she starts looking at you. I notice you're not wearing that lovely rose pen tonight.
No, unfortunately, one of the emeralds was beginning to get loose, so it's at the jeweler's getting reset.
Oh.
Hmm.
Jackie, you're going to be rolling some dice here in a second as we're doing this conversation. Get ready to use all your fucking bonuses that come out your wazoo.
Uh-huh.
You don't get to use unswayable mind because she's not swaying you that way, but you do get to use your other one,
Yes.
fortify the inner facade.
Yes, I do.
So you're going to be rolling that plus your power bonus, plus give me a second. I'll give you all your stuff here. I got to find what I'm doing. You're going to roll wits plus subterfuge plus your power bonus plus your 5 dice for your fortitude.
Okay, wits, subterfuge, and I have impeccable lies.
Okay. Well, no, that's not going to help you for that because
Okay.
she's going into trying to get into your mind.
Oh, okay. Wits and subterfuge, so that's 6. My power bonus is 2.
Blood potency 3. Discipline power bonus is only 1.
For 3?
Yep. You got to have 4 before you get your second discipline power bonus. Yep.
That blows. Okay, so that's 6, 7. And then what else?
It's wit, subterfuge, power bonus, plus your 5 for unswayable mind.
Okay.
Yep. I got to find where my sheet went here. And if you're going to surge, go ahead.
Yeah, I am.
Because you would be on your guard in this.
I'm literally just rolling all. I'm going to click the dice because it's so fucking many.
Oh, I know. I get it.
So hang on. I got to count this up. I can't math.
I'll get mine done now.
All right. It's going to be 12.
So 5 plus
My surge is 2, though, right?
surge is. Let me double check. Make sure I'm not shorting you. Is it 2 or 3? Your surge is 3.
Make that 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to willpower.
Okay.
Oh. Eight, 9,
Get 11.
10, 11.
Get 11.
Mm-hmm. With a crit.
Yep. Okay. You feel the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel her probing at you. You're not sure whether she got in or not, but you definitely feel the pressure as she's speaking with you.
Honestly, I was here to see who was here tonight because I'm kind of looking for some people, but they don't appear to be here tonight. But it seems like some people have found my friends. So I'm just enjoying my drink.
Oh, well, who are you looking for?
I was wondering if Kevin would be here tonight.
He has not been here tonight. He doesn't come here every night. I'm sure being Prince, he's got so many things he's got to do.
I know he does. I know. Oh, is that a new ring? And Jackie goes to touch the ring and touches her finger.
And she looks down.
That is beautiful.
Oh, no, I've had this ring. Well, sometimes it feels like forever. Ages, perhaps.
It is gorgeous.
You know, I find it odd that we don't have a little time to talk more often.
I know. I run multiple businesses, so
Were I suspicious type, I'd think you might be avoiding me.
not really. But if you would like to know the story of my rose, I'm happy to share it with you.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, please, go ahead, tell me.
Well, you see, a certain Rose had a disagreement of sorts with my sire. The story was that they were lovers and had a very bad breakup. And she got word that he had picked someone to be his future child in Paris. She sent her child to entice that woman, me, with parties because I was a bit of a socialite. But I was far more than that. You see, I was a demi-mademoiselle. Do you know what that is?
I'm familiar with the term.
And, well, the child was a little enticing. She was quite interesting. But I had some concerns, you see. She was quite young. Being a mother myself, I wondered what sort of mother would let their child stay up so late and hanging with the individuals she was hanging with. Well, on the night that I believe that child was going to embrace me, my sire approached me at a party she was hosting. I was wearing that brooch because, you see, that child's sire had visited me one night and left it in my chamber after speaking with me.
No, I'm not an authority on that. It's well before my time, but I do recall that used to be a thing to mark potentials
Mm-hmm.
with a mark of favor as a message to other clans.
Exactly.
I do recognize the workmanship of it. It's kind of hard not to, considering the woman that had that made. Well, I've spoken with her a few times. You know, she's one of the only people who have a license to use my club's name.
Yes, her and one other, a Lillian Sanger, I believe.
Yes, unfortunately after I'd spoken with her, she's fallen quite out of favor, but Miss Ash still runs I think we call it the Wandering Succubus Club. It pops up in city after
Oh,
city.
does she still do that now that she's married?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
Oh, of
Good
course.
for her.
You know, she's
It has been ages since I've crossed paths with her.
a rose to the core. You think marriage would stop her?
Of course not. But needless to say, I didn't get an invite to the wedding because she was a little bitter that my sire got me in the end because she thought her game was flawless and it wasn't.
No, you know, I don't know all of that stuff. It's well before my time.
It was a long time ago.
But it just struck me as odd that you would be wearing it. Even now,
It was actually something that my sire had made for Miss Ash, and she decided to leave it with me. And when he saw it, he says, well, it just took the roundabout way to get to the right one.
sometimes you got to take the roundabout way, get to the right one.
Indeed.
It's funny how all that is. Speaking of roundabout ways, I've heard all kinds of things about you and your friends.
Really?
Yes, moving roundabout ways, and you've kind of made a name for yourselves.
That tends to happen sometimes.
It does.
And she takes another sip of her drink.
Have you thought about being more than that in the city?
Not in this city.
You know, with the right backers, you could come much further than you are.
Oh, I'm sure. But I'm not interested in this city.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that, but generally what I've learned is it's not really whether you're concerned with the city, it's whether the city is concerned with you.
Well, it can be as concerned as it likes. I don't care.
Yeah. I was just curious whether you've given any thought to future positioning. You know, the right friends in the right places as opposed to making enemies of the wrong individual. You could, to bring myself as an example, aligning yourself with the right person like I have with, of course, Primogen Annabelle has helped me out considerably in my status.
I'm sure it has.
You should give it some thought.
I will do so, thank you.
And she leans a little closer. I have met few strong enough to resist me.
Well, I am descended from Mithras. What do you expect?
This is twice now.
Yes.
Give what I've said some thought.
I will, Helen.
And she smiles, and it is not a friendly smile. Yes. Mithras, you say?
Yes.
I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
How is the old boy?
Got himself a new body and everything.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
It is. It's hilarious.
It's always an upstart who
Mhm.
thinks they can seize what is not theirs, and they find out the hard way.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Mithras explains a lot about you. And I suppose your friends as well.
Indeed.
But give what I've said some thought.
I appreciate the offer. Sincerely.
Give my well wishes to your friends. Maybe they should give it some thought as well.
Indeed.
And she smiles again, and it's the predator smile.
And
then
he doesn't flinch.
And then it just washes away as she goes right back to her normal self. Well, I have to get going, of course. I've got to circulate.
Of course you do. You are the mistress of this place.
That I am. It's a chore.
Indeed.
And she gets up and walks off. But she doesn't head towards the rest of you as you, Jenny, you come back. Genghis, you know he was getting the drinks, but he has not returned yet.
Just a heads up, Isabella. Genghis is a freak, and I'm trying to get him to use a bunch of some of our special Vegas drugs. So maybe he'll leave you alone tonight.
You give him all of it?
I gave him a baggie and said, use this if you think you have a chance at getting with Isabella. So probably.
Jenny, you're supposed to save some for me.
Girl, and Jenny pulls out another baggie and just kind of like slaps it in
Okay.
Isabella's hand.
Okay. But yeah, we should probably get going before he comes back. Jackie
Yeah.
can find us outside.
And Roscoe, someone is approaching you that you recognize. You don't know why, but Victor's in this place.
Okay.
Gotta roll something for you real quick. I gotta find my dice here. Hang on. Yeah, that's already checked. That's somebody who rolled ahead of time, huh? I'll throw one of those with it. And as he's approaching you, you can feel the blood magic, the blood sorcery coming off him. You can just feel it in waves as he comes up. Mr. Akers. Oh, I see your friends. Miss Caputo and Miss Schutz.
Good evening, Regent.
Miss Durand, I'm sure, is around somewhere. What about Mr.
She's
Bowens?
over there. He's not out with us tonight.
Now, you all let him go unescorted through the city. I'm kind of surprised to see you here, given events.
Well, I thought we'd get out.
Nah. That's the same reason I'm here. Well, and he leans in and grins a bit, among other things. Some people still need to have learned the lesson about the status of Clan Tremere, and we will not be cowed or will not be afraid of them, no matter how old they think they are.
Agreed.
Ladies, I hope you're enjoying the night.
We were actually just leaving.
Oh,
I'm
that is a shame. Do not worry. I know you're aware of my elevated status, but I still am fully aware I still owe you all for my past transgressions. And I would like to ask at least a moderate amount of forgiveness for my previous actions. I have been properly chastised for it.
we all make mistakes.
Yes.
That was not to be rude. Sorry.
No, we do.
We all make mistakes at times. So also, if you want to, since it looks like you're, I don't know, you got that vibe that says I'm having fun, I'm here to party. Do you know a Genghis?
Yes, an anarch.
Oh yeah. No, if you find him, ask him for some of the treats I gave him, and you can party down.
If I run into him, I might do more than that.
Oh,
We are quite fortunate that Adzi has lifted the Elysia protection for this building.
just be careful. He likes it rough.
He won't like I get rough.
If you
See-
do that, I'll go a long way to getting forgiveness.
Well, don't do anything that would tarnish you. I mean,
Wait.
you're positively beaming tonight.
Would you consider that a payment of the boon, Miss Caputo?
Yeah, I would.
Very well. The boon shall be repaid tonight. I will cause him some discomfort.
That sounds interesting. Jackie's walked up to the group.
And I knew she would not be able to resist if I'm speaking with everyone else. Mr. On?
Oh, trust me, this has nothing to do with you, but good evening, Victor.
Good evening to you as well. I was just commenting to your friends here about, well, the events, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much you're aware of the previous things that have gone on, but I find it as amusing to remind a certain neonate that she's no longer welcome in the chantry.
Mm.
I will have to ask you one day how you got her out.
Very easy. We told her to leave.
And she just left? That seems unusual.
You'll have to understand there's certain knowledge that you can possess that you can tell them to leave and they will realize it might be detrimental to your well-being to ignore it. No matter how powerful you think you are, bad things happen to those who instigate fights with a Tremere in their own chantry.
As it should be.
It's even worse when certain individuals are in residence with us. You don't get to be a Justicar of the Tremere without a certain amount of threat behind your statements. But I'm sorry, I'm taking up your time. I've actually got to make sure I circulate the crowd and I have to speak with a Mr. Genghis.
Oh.
Enjoy that.
The boon will be repaid. And you notice, yeah, Victor's not his normal overly arrogant. You might guess he might be on something for as far as you can tell. He might have sipped on the wrong thing tonight because he's definitely not his normal self.
As he walks off, Jackie says, I don't know what he's on, but he needs to be on it like all the time because he's relatively pleasant.
He is just radiating blood magic of some kind, blood sorcery. I don't know what it is, but wow.
I mean, if it works, it works. I'm not going to complain.
Seriously.
One less problem to worry about. Actually, two.
Well, are we ready to go? Okay. Let's
And as you all go to leave, you suddenly hear a disturbance on the other side of the Succubus Club that you can see. Genghis is now on top of a table screaming, throwing drinks and glasses all over the place. And if anyone's wondering, there is a victor not far from him that has a smug look on his face.
More than usual.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go.
And you all head out of the Succubus Club and pile back into Jackie's vehicle. And I'm going to turn it over to the coterie as they're riding in the vehicle.
Well, she was quite miffed that she tried to read my mind again and failed.
Good for you,
Did everything
Jackie.
else go as planned?
Oh, yeah,
then?
I touched her with the pomegranate juice. But she knows I know exactly who she is, but she also knows who I'm descended from because I told her. If she was going to get uppity about it, I was going to inform her that I knew she was not a neonate. And she said that we may consider... Oh, I didn't call her Helena either. I called her Helen.
How'd she take that being thrown in her face?
Well, she said we ought to consider possibly getting some backing for positions in the city.
Hmm.
Such as, you know, she got from Annabelle, and I said, yes, of course you did.
No, thank you.
Exactly.
I'd rather not be another one of Portia's body pillows that walks
Exactly.
and talks like Annabelle.
Mhm.
So you guys all think I'm crazy for thinking that Persephone's hot, but like, no, thank you to the crazy train in there.
No. So,
Well, and Isabella, you got the sprig put it back in the bag. So, is your boon to the madam fulfilled?
Both of them.
and now we
What?
shall see if she tries to summon me to her later, since I touched her.
I mean, you can resist her mind reading. I'm
I
sure.
might be able to resist that too. I don't know.
I have faith in you, Jackie.
I will tell Etienne to stake me.
That would do it.
Yes. Yes. Etienne,
Yes, ma'am.
if I tell you I need to go to the Succubus Club, stake me.
Wait. What?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. I had to touch her tonight.
And then suddenly, a lot more resolve in his, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. It is for everyone's protection.
A lot of wins tonight, I'd say. I'm happy with it.
Yes, we
everyone.
shall see what the fallout is. And we get back to my place and everyone goes their separate ways.
Okay, as you go separate ways, everybody goes back to Haven. Isabella, would you please give me wits plus resolve? You can add your power bonus. Now, if you want to surge, go ahead and give me that too. It's up to you.
wits plus resolve and my
Uh-huh.
power bonus.
Yep.
So what's the power bonus?
Your blood potency is 2, so it's 1 die.
Okay.
If you want to surge, you can go ahead and surge. It's up to you. If you surge, that'll give
Yeah.
you 2 extra dice.
Wits resolve. Think I did that right?
Let's see. Yeah,
Resolve?
resolve. Nope, you did double
Nope,
resolve.
Yeah. Okay. Resolve.
And then drag the wits.
Surge.
Yep.
Plus 1 for
Yep.
what was that? What plus 1 for? I don't remember.
Power bonus.
Then
Yep, that's much better. That
okay,
looks
I'm
right.
willpower right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I just want to make sure I got the actual roll right first. That's not a lot.
4. You know you arrive at your haven because you're in your office. You don't remember arriving at your haven.
Fucking hell.
You don't remember a portion of time. You don't remember coming in the door of your haven or going to your office, but you're in your office.
She is going to try and do Oblivion Sight.
Okay.
She can flick on Oblivion Sight. Oh, and I have to roll a rouse check for the other one. The search.
Okay. You don't see anything with Oblivion Sight. There's nothing.
But then yeah, she's gonna go check the cameras, see what happened.
The cameras are quite clear. It shows you walking up, and then a blonde-headed woman stepping up beside you. And the two of you talk quite a bit outside. And then you walk inside the building, and she walks away.
Do I know this blonde-headed woman?
Yes. Corey.
Okay,
Spoke
that's
to
what I
you.
thought. I just want to make sure.
Yes. She met you in front of your pub. I'm pretty sure you know what was used on you to make you not remember speaking with her, too.
She's gonna call Jackie. She's not gonna text this. She's gonna call Jackie.
Okay, Jackie picks up.
So first, I lost some time, so I checked the video cameras,
Okay.
and apparently Corey talked to me for a noticeable amount of time, and I have no idea what we talked about.
That is concerning.
Yes. And I am pissed.
Yes, well, there's not much you can do about it.
Don't want to be like Brayden.
You're not. She likely got what she wanted.
Hopefully.
But we shall see. If it happens again, let me know. In the meantime, I am going to send a missive over to Europe to find out more about her.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. And she hangs up.
So, you got a missive you're going to write. What is your missive?
I'm sending it to request information from the Justicar I serve.
Okay. I need this is important for what possible answers you get. Please tell me exactly what you're asking and what names you're using.
I give the description of the woman down to the minute details because I made sure I got details when I saw her. And then I give her the name Corey.
Okay. Is that the only name you're going to give with it?
And I'll even mention that in Greek, that was the name of Persephone.
Okay. Noted.
And I will tell Etienne to deliver it to the drop to make sure that it gets picked up to be delivered.
Okay. Very well. You will get a response as soon as you get a response. I know, Jackie, you want to make an a meeting with Prince Jackson
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Are you requesting any particular time, any particular location?
I leave it up to his discretion. He is Prince.
Jackson sends you route it, of course, through Sovereign, because that's how you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you can meet him at his townhouse.
All right. She goes.
When you arrive, Damien is once again out front finally.
Oh. Damien, it is good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. I'd be upset at the little trick you played on me, but I'll be fair. Gave me closure. Well, not you, your friend, I should say, pulled on me.
I had no intention of you getting in trouble.
It's fine. Like I said, I got closure.
Understood.
You should have seen him scream.
I bet it was glorious.
You know, this job doesn't give a lot of satisfaction sometimes. But every once in a while, you get to remind people.
Yes.
Well, he's inside.
Thank you so much, Damien. It really is good to see you.
Hey, you know, it's good to be back on the job, I guess. I guess, though, my understanding is it's about to be a lot livelier.
Oh, yes, which is what I'm here to discuss.
That's why I'm here on guard duty.
I appreciate you. And she walks in.
When you walk in, Kevin is, like many times you've seen him, he's holding a tumbler full of bourbon that he's smelling but not drinking.
Would you like for me to drink that for you?
If you wish.
I know you enjoy the smell.
It just reminds me of
Old times, huh?
old times.
Yes. So I have an update for you.
Well, good.
Both Loden and Maxwell approached us directly.
I figured they would. They have to be scrambling for allies, and they'll take any possible allies they can get. And what did they offer?
Loden basically offered us a blank check. We got to choose what we wanted.
He would.
Of
Do you
course.
trust him to give it to you?
Of course not.
Neither would I.
Please, I know his history. And Maxwell just asked us to stay out of it.
And what have you chosen to do?
We have chosen to lead them both to believe they're getting what they want.
Good. So the plan's coming together. I assume when the time comes, you'll let me know they're making their move.
Absolutely.
Perfect. That way we can react before they actually strike.
Understand. My coterie mates may wish some concessions.
As I informed you, you will have the thanks of a prince. That means you will get concessions.
Excellent. You already know what I've asked for,
Of course.
but I'll let them know that it is certain that they will be able to get them.
While I have you here,
Yes.
I'm aware of your relationship with Dread.
Yes.
I need you to pass a message to him and the wolf pack.
Yes.
I know we haven't always seemed eye to eye. We've had differences of opinion and have had hostility amongst each other. but I had nothing to do with the stripping of their position.
No, you didn't. That was Maxwell.
I want to make sure they understand. I know what it means now that they are freed of constraints. I do not wish them to get involved. So I will put the cards on the table. It was not me. I was not consulted. Aside from our own differences of opinions, I did not attempt to have them pulled down.
May I ask one question?
You may ask.
Did you send your people to ambush them?
I can't answer that. They were archons at the time. If I say I did it, I'm guilty of attacking an archon of the tower. If I say I didn't do it, they'd never believe me anyway. That is a no-win question. I harbor no ill will towards them.
But you did.
We had a difference. Well, I should say, myself and Tyrus had a difference of opinion and a difference of duties. Would you like to know what it was about?
Certainly, I've heard their side.
Tyrus refused to allow the La Sombre delegation passage into Chicago. He stated he would destroy any La Sombre he caught coming into Chicago. Now you know damn well what I did in negotiating with the La Sombre was for the good of the tower.
I also know that allowing said delegation brought Tally to the city, and that destroyed an Archon and my sire.
Yes, I'm aware of that too. But Tally could have come to the city anytime he wanted.
He could have. He very well could have. But it put him in the perfect position. There was a game being played with this delegation.
There are many games that were played with this delegation. Remember once before I told you I may be prince, but my hands are tied at times.
I understand.
The delegation had to be allowed entrance into the city. The delegation had to meet with me to see if accord was made. Sometimes, as you will find when you are prince, you get put in a position to do things you don't like.
I do understand.
Things that could be very dangerous to your own life.
I know, Kevin.
And you do it for the tower. I know it's too much to think that we can let bygones be bygones between the Wolfpack and myself. I just want to make sure they're perfectly clear.
That you had nothing to do with their downfall.
Exactly.
I know. I know you didn't. They know you didn't. They know who ensured that word got around, that Tyrus fell.
Perfect.
But I will ensure them that you had nothing to do with it.
Good. I don't put it past Tread to blame me as helping spearhead their removal
No.
based on our past differences.
I'll make sure he doesn't.
Very good.
But I will also, to circle back a little bit, there was one thing I did recall. Loden has a bit of a hit list.
I'm sure I'm on it.
Well, he hasn't mentioned you by name, but he certainly has plans to gut the council, basically start from scratch. So I'm certain when he contacts, he will want us to ensure certain people are eliminated however we see fit. I will be happy to pass that along to you.
Good. Of course, he has a hit list against his council. Most of the council is the same that was when he was prince.
Exactly.
Very difficult to unroot some individuals from their positions. And I'm sure he still holds a grudge over what they did to him.
I've heard he does not ever let them go.
He was my sire. I spent quite a bit of time with him. That man never met a grudge. He didn't relish it. Hence why I asked, do you trust him?
Absolutely not. He's too easily manipulated.
He is.
Yes.
But as I'm aware, you all also caused him problems prior to his healing. He hasn't forgotten.
I know. Luckily, I am not scared of Loden.
Well, good. I do thank you for your support. I'll make sure we pass a good rumor of I called you here to chastise you about something. I'm sure we'll make it good.
Who knows? Use your creativity, Kevin, and make it juicy.
Oh, I'm sure I will. I can come up with something.
And she takes the glass of bourbon and takes a sip, sets it back down. Have a lovely evening.
You too, Jackie.
And she walks out.
And as you walk out into the night, I think right here, everybody's a good spot to end. Season 10, episode 2. This was a bit of a thing. Sorry, Isabella. I rolled the die to see who Corey would go visit. And
At least I know it wasn't something unique to her.
It did not come up on Jackie. Jackie probably could have resisted it, given her history at this point. I'd like to thank my players and the viewers that are here, of course, for Season 10. This season, as you can tell, things are picking up. For the first time, Portia has officially acknowledged their players on the board. She's made an offer. We'll see what the players do. Of course, player XP vote goes to everybody. I think we're done doing the player XP vote. Let's just go with it. Y'all going to keep voting everybody every fucking time. So, considering you all just keep doing it, fuck it. I guess it's a 3 XP game.
Unless you give us bonus.
Yeah, until I murder you, or until something happens.
Really, we need bonus for the fucking succubus club. Okay, that is like anxiety inducing.
I will actually give everybody 1 bonus XP for coming up with a plan to go into somewhere you knew
was hostile.
Was dangerous.
Yeah.
And coming up with a plan to specifically distract Portia.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing Isabella wanted to have happen was Portia to see that she was dominating one of her people.
Yeah.
So I will give everybody a bonus XP for that. Why not?
Thank you.
Of course, over here, join us on our Discord. That is where we cast the show. We cast all our shows from Discord. That is where we hang out, we talk. Go ahead, pop into this. This episode had a lot of revelations. A lot of things linked back to Roscoe's premonition. But remember, it's not always as simple as it appears with those. So we'll see how that goes out. Of course, if you want to catch back episodes, YouTube, back episodes. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, that kind of good stuff. You want to catch amazing content creators, Mischievous Red, the Ivy Raven. Look, I even remembered which direction to point this time. I feel good. Go over, pop over to their Twitch channel, give them a follow. They stream when they stream. It's their choice. That's how that is. Going down my list, get some Windy City merch. Pretty soon, we've got the thing for it. We've got to get it onto a graphic, but we've got a Revenge Best Served Cold by Mischievous Red there. Thank you for the art.
Thank you so much.
She made one just for it because, the Revenge artist wanted to make sure she's got some art to go with it. So we'll get that up on the merch store shortly. Let me see. Oh, support. You want to give something to the players? Bits and donations. They go to the players, not to the studio. Sorry, buddy. It's been a rough week for me, so I'm kind of my brain's all over. If you want to give to the studio, KoFi, subscribe on Twitch.
Shanky got a promotion to team lead, but he has no team. So it's him doing team lead and all team stuff.
Yeah, so what I can do is it lets me task Shanky to go do some work. And if Shanky's busy, I get to task Shanky to do work.
Yes.
And if those two Shankies are busy, I've got to find the third Shanky and task him to do work.
All the meetings.
Yeah.
It's frying his brain.
I'm not sure how I can split myself into 3 people, but I'm trying. So let my wife do the schedule.
Yes,
there we go.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. And if you, like Shanky said, if you want to support the players at this table, donate bits or donations. Those are fantastic ways we do pay those out to our players. And if you want to support the studio, we have our KoFi that doesn't take half like Twitch does, or you can subscribe here on Twitch. And if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription a month. You might consider giving that to us. So coming up over the next week, we have on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Scion, 0 to Hero. Session 3. Oh my God, y'all.
If you don't get enough Greek references in this episode, don't worry, you'll get even more
You'll
when you
get
watch
more,
that one.
but it's not just Greek, there's also Celtic. But
Zeus is a pimp in that one.
Zeus is a fucking slime ball. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Like literally, I wanted to bathe in bleach after that. But
So it's like meeting Brett Stryker. Got it.
yes. Only he wasn't quite that stupid. But we basically have figured out that we are scions. We've met 2 scions of Zeus and Hera, and my character is able to smell the divine. So she basically gets sensory experiences around scions. And she has gotten some that correlate the same between Hera and Zeus and 2 people that she knows in her little group from college that she knows. And she and another one smells similar, but it's different. So she's trying to piece that together, and she just couldn't do it after the night meeting Zeus and Hera. That was just like too much. So join us next week on Tuesday at 8 p.m. while we try to figure out what the shit we are and what we're doing. And then on Saturday, we have TIS with Call of Cthulhu 7E, London Esoteric Society, at 3 p.m. Eastern. Join the group of investigators at the turn of 1900 in London as they investigate some very sus stuff and go crazy while they're doing it. Well, I shouldn't say crazy. They lose their sanity while they do it. It's a fun romp. This is an amazing keeper for Call of Cthulhu. You'll want to tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern to check it out. And then we will be back here with episode 3 of season 10 of Windy City After Dark, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it.
Yeah, this coterie has gone a long time not making major waves and being big pieces on the board, but a war praxis is going, and welcome to the chess game. Let's see how the lessons paid off. And of course, as always, everybody, when we end these streams, mental health. It's not a joke, not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of others seriously. Check in on those around you. Make sure they're okay. Just reach out and say, hey, you all right? Because a lot of people aren't. People can mask it real well. And if you suffer from mental health issues, like many of us do, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you don't have to suffer in silence. No one should have to suffer in silence. So that's important to know, and reach out to those around you to get the support you need. But if you don't feel you can, because a lot of people can't, in chat right now is a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there'll be a professional on the other end of that text or call to help you through it and to help you not have to endure it alone. Because please, everybody, mental health is just as important as physical health. They're tied together. So please take care of yourself. And I'll turn it over to my wife to let her give her portion of the outro as we end this episode.
Y'all know I'm a nurse. You know what you need to do. Get vaxxed, get checked out if you're not feeling well, get your damn physicals, and get your routine preventative screenings done, y'all, for real. Early detection saves lives when it comes to cancers, for real. So please get checked out. And yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a political rant. Today is Thursday that we recorded this. Happy Indictment Day! And I hope it's just the start of more to come. So yeah, that's one positive thing in the world right now. The rest of it is still shit. I personally sent emails to my senators today to advise them to vote against the TikTok ban. The ridiculous act that is currently in council to be reviewed prior to vote.
As somebody who does not use TikTok, it doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
It affects a lot more than TikTok.
Yes, it does. It affects VPNs and a lot of other things. And they can decide at any time that any kind of social media or web type situation is a threat and shut that shit down.
It reaches beyond the Patriot Act in terms of surveillance. It is a pretty fucked up thing they're trying to do.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, yeah, I basically chewed my senators out for letting the country be on fire on their watch and to start doing their fucking job at protecting their constituents' rights. So I encourage everyone, call to action, email your fucking senators and bring them to fucking task. And also, demand fucking gun legislation because enough children have been murdered. Please.
And fuck Putin.
And fuck Putin. And fuck the Iranian government. Oh, yeah, and fuck the president of France because the people are fucking revolting over there, too.
Yep.
Trying to up that retirement age, and the people's like, nah, fuck you. You know what? They're trying to up it from 62 to 64. You know what it is here? 60-fucking-7, and they're wanting to break it up to 70. Yeah, government wants to bring our retirement age up to 70, y'all.
Yeah.
We should do the same thing as France. I'm just saying. Let the garbage pile up in the streets.
And I want to say, look, in this country, no one should be above the law. You are innocent until proven guilty. But you cannot get that in the court of law until you've been indicted.
And arraigned.
A jury of your peers will review the evidence. Don't be throwing a fit because somebody got indicted, everybody.
Exactly.
Don't. That is how the legal system works.
That's how it works.
So I do thank you all for coming. Season 10, everybody, it's going to be a wild ride. Bad shit's going to happen. And I wonder what Nicholas was up to tonight. I guess he got a lot of peeping on, and now what's he doing? So I do thank you all for coming. Good night, everybody. See you next time.